Hi friends, welcome to SATI Learning. Today we will learn about what is waterfall methodology and what is the Scrum methodology and what are the major difference between both of them. So now let's start our session. So waterfall methodology. So waterfall methodology is having a long legacy. So it's used for many years and it's also we are using now. So it's having a different phases. The first phase is requirement analysis, next system design, and third implementation. So after the implementation, that is like coding is completed, uh, and then we will start the testing. So once the testing is completed, so it will be deployed in the production. So once the production is live, so it will go in the maintenance mode. So the problem here is like if there is a defect identified during the maintenance phase, that is the live phase, due to the requirement analysis gap, so then we need to go through all the phases and again move to the production. So now we will go to the waterfall methodology in detail. The traditional software development methodologies such as waterfall model has been quite famous and being used by many software development teams and enterprises across the world. A typical waterfall model is shown here in this diagram. It follows a very logical path. First, we have to go through the study on the customer requirement and freeze the requirement analysis. So the requirement is analyzed and documented and get signed off from the customer. So after the requirement is frozen, we will start the design. So the design team, the architecture will start the designing the application, and also like we will create a prototype. So once we complete the design documented, it will be reviewed and all the stakeholders will approve the design actually. So once the design is completed, we will not make any change in the requirement and we will not make change in the design. So we will follow the requirement and the design frozen for the development activities. So once the design document is translated into the product and gets tested and verified by a group of verification engineers and customers, etc. So it will go to the different phases of the testing life cycle. It will go to the system integration testing. It will go to the user acceptance testings. Then finally it will go to the production. Once the product is released into the market, enters into the maintenance mode. So though waterfall model is logical, so there is a biggest flaw in it. Every stage waterfall into the remaining and the main thread to the project that follows waterfall model is the first stage, that is requirement gathering state. In real life, requirements never get frozen for various reasons. So we will go through the reason. The first one is customer do not know exactly what they want. They change their mind often. So the requirement is changing very often in frequent. So the customer not in the position to freeze the requirements. So that is the one of the challenge. And next one is market is volatile. So the prioritize changes overnight. So for example, like when we are developing a e-commerce website, so when we are adding new features and new products, so the requirement is changing actually. So we can't take years to go make the changes and go to market actually. So the requirement is keep on changing. And next one, competitors. So competitor is playing important roles actually. So when the competitor is coming up with new future, new marketing strategy, so we need to go to our market. Now we need to implement our market strategy as quick as possible. So the next step is the humans. So the humans cannot predict long-term product development life cycle. So because like when we are working in requirement gathering, or when we are doing a testing, so we can't 100% ensure. So what is the exact date of the requirements going to the live actually, and release happens at the end, generally months after customer provides requirements. Sometimes it will take a year also. Often they don't get what they wanted. Now they cannot change the requirement as it's too late. So for example, like we are starting on waterfall model, so it takes 1 year of time. So in the end of 1 year time, and the client review the end product, and he comes up with requirement changes. So then it's not possible to make the changes very easy. So there are the major factors make waterfall model to fail often, since the project involves humans. This is the primary reason why Scrum gained its popularity. So because we are not able to predict the exact release date and freeze the requirement for waterfall model, so the Scrum is gaining the popularity. So even though there are some limitations are there in waterfall methodology, so there are some advantages also there in the waterfall methodology. It allows for plan each phase and managerial control. So because we are going phase by phase, we will know the 100% clarity on the project. So what what is the requirement, so what is the design, so what is the code we are developing, and how we can plan the team, and how we can train the team, so how when we can do the testing. So that kind of end-to-end plan we can make actually, because we will be getting ample of time to plan our projects, and it's very simple and easy to understand and use, easy to manage due to rigidity of the model. Each phase has specific deliverables and review process. For example, like when we complete the requirement gathering and get the sign off, then we will forget about the requirement. So we will concentrate about the design, because we know that there will not be any change in the requirements. The phases are processed and completed one at a time. So the team will not feel any pressure, because they will be working on a single phase of the project. So when we are working on requirement, we will not think about the implementation. So work well for a small project where requirements are very well understood. So when we have 100% concrete requirement, waterfall methodology is very ideal. A schedule can be set with deadlines for each stage of development, and a product can process through the development process be delivered on time. So the important and main advantage of waterfall methodology is the process which we are following. The project is followed rigorously, so there will not be any defect occur in waterfall methodology. So that is the main advantage of the waterfall methodology. So now we will go to the Scrum methodology. So Scrum is based on the team takes a shorter step in a fixed iterative manner. So instead of the linear or sequence manner which we discussed in the waterfall methodology, so Scrum uses shorter step and iterative manner actually. So if we have 10 requirements, we will have 10 iteration, and each iteration we will complete one feature, and each feature will be moved to the production actually. So here team along with stakeholders and customer inspects what was developed and adapts changes as needed as per customer requirements. here team gels with stakeholder and customer, and they work together, and what needs to be developed and what we delivered. So they will work together on the planning meeting actually. So this is the one advantage in Scrum. So customer comes to know in shorter time about the product they are waiting for. So they can provide comments immediately. So for example, like when we are developing a project, so we are developing a login. So we are using single sign-on. So when the login is completed, we are using single sign-on or multi-factor authentication. So the customer will come to know within months, so it's a success or not, correct? So if there is a change is required, so immediately we can adapt to the change and we can go to the production. So we no need to wait for till end of the projects for the security measurements. So Scrum encourages changes. So team wants customer to have the best possible product that improves and enhances lives of customers. So for example, like we are working on the environment where everyone is using mobile, laptops, and the desktop. So like if they want to purchase something, they immediately go to the e-commerce website and they will order actually. So the usability is very important. So like for the users convenience, so we need to make the changes as quick as possible and go to the market actually. So whereas waterfall model discourages changes at the later stages. So when in the end of the waterfall model, so when we are going to the implementation, so we can't make any changes obviously, because like we have done 6 months to 1 year effort to implement on future, correct? So we can't easily make the changes. So the change control board is there in waterfall methodology, and they strictly follow the change control process. So Scrum understand that good idea can come at any time during the project. So waterfall model does not. So as we already discussed, so the Scrum accept the changes. So this is the diagram for Scrum methodology. So the input from end users, customers, teams, and other stakeholders are collected by the product owner, and he will create the product backlog. So this is the use case actually with list of requirements. So then the team will work with product owner, including the Scrum Master. So they will select and commit the number of user stories that they can work on a sprint. So here the sprint planning meeting, so it mentioned like parts 1 or 2 because the sprint is coming under a release actually. So the release will have multiple sprints. So like the release can be a quarterly release also. So this is the example of sprint planning meeting. So for example, if they commit for 5 product backlog, and they will convert the they will convert into sprint backlog. The sprint backlog, each requirements will be converted to the list of tasks actually. So once the sprint is accepted, so it's a between 1 to 4 week sprint. That time they will not accept any change during the course of the sprint. So here, like in the sprint, there will be a design, development, testing. So all the phases is there actually. So daily morning, the team will meet together, and they will have a daily Scrum meeting, and there will be a 3 questions asked. So what I developed yesterday, so what I developed today, and what are the obstacles I am facing. So the Scrum Master is the person who is responsible for the success of the sprint. So here the product backlog redefinement. So for example, like when we are developing the sprint, we identify like there is a new feature need to be included into the product. So it will they will create a new feature actually that will go to the product backlog, and in the next coming sprint we can include that into the development. So once the development is completed and tested, so it will be reviewed actually. So we will not follow the process similar to waterfall methodology. So but we will have the review like code review and test case execution. So and the demo is part of the review actually. So once the review is done, so the deliverables will be shipped to potential product increment. And next we will have the retrospective meeting. Retrospective meeting is mainly for identifying the improvement areas and implement in next coming sprints actually. So I will create a different session on entire detail about Scrum methodology and roles and responsibility of each players playing the role in the sprint. So now we will go to the advantages of Scrum. So the first advantages of is the individual effort of each team member is visible during daily Scrum meeting, because like here the team is not providing the report status report on weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. So daily we will know what team is doing actually. So it's good for team and it's good for Scrum Master and it's good for the client. So daily basis they will know the status of the project. The next one is Scrum can help teams complete the project deliverables quickly and effectively and efficiently, because we are not taking hundreds of requirements at a time. So we will take as per our velocity and our commitment. We will take the deliverables and we will complete within 1 to 4 weeks. So Scrum ensures effective money usage of time and money. For example, like if you are developing a feature for 6 months and if you are making a change that require 50% change in the requirement, so we will need to rework on the time and the schedule, the cost, effort. So like we will be saving this actually. For example, like if you are developing the feature and end of the fourth week, if it's not turned out good, and we can scrap that requirement and we can create a new requirement as per the client, and we can include part of product backlog. So like we can save lot of money and time. So when we think a larger project in a larger scale, so it's very really difficult to imagine and develop actually. So now we will break the larger project into small pieces which can be manageable into sprint. So now, so whatever we are developing will be reviewed. Code review will be done and testing will be done, and integration and regression testing will be done in the end of the sprint. So we will know like what are the problems we are facing actually, and works well for fast moving development project. So as I mentioned, right, like yeah, we can like immediately we can go to the production actually. For example, like so when client comes with one critical requirement, we can go to production within a month. So the next one is the team gets clear visibility through Scrum meeting. So as the Scrum meeting is happening on daily basis, the team will get the clarity and they can clear all their doubts on the requirements design on daily basis. Scrum, being agile, adapts feedback from customers and stakeholders. So we are doing the review and we are doing retrospective meeting, and we are having a release planning meeting, and we will be having scrum of scrum meeting. So like we will be getting the feedback from customer and stakeholders frequently, so we can adapt to those changes and we can deliver the successful project. So the success rate is higher in Agile. Short sprints enable changes based on feedback and lot more easily. So as I mentioned, like the sprints accept the changes and we will work on the feedback, and so we'll adapt to the changes actually. So there are some disadvantages also there in the Scrum methodology. So we'll go through that. So the first one is training and skills required. So the team will not have the designer and analyst, developer and tester, and so deploying the code in different environments. So we will not have different roles in our Scrum projects actually. So all the team members should be trained properly from the day one, and they should have like all the skills. So this is one of the complication in the Scrum. The next one is the level of collaboration can be difficult to maintain. So like as we need to interact with the stakeholders, like the end users and the client, so and within the organization like top management, to adapt to the Scrum. So like it's very difficult to collaborate with all the people and get the requirements as quick as possible. So for example, like when I'm working on the Scrum project, like we have started one project during the November December beginning actually. So in US that's the time for the celebration. So and we were not able to get the requirement from the client. So the next stage is Agile claims more energy and time from all involved person like developers and customers, and interaction is very mandatory. So like here interaction is very important actually, the collaboration is very important. So compare with the waterfall model. So waterfall model, like we'll take the time and we'll go with requirements document into the end, and we will give it to the customer for the review. They will provide the review comments. So here, like when we will not have the clarity, so we need to immediately approach the customer and get the clarity actually. So that time they should be available to provide the guidance to us. So the Scrum Master, for the Scrum Master, it's not easy to plan because, as I told you, like the team technical skill set is not there, and collaboration with different stakeholders are not easy. So like he will be facing a lot of difficulty when he is executing the project, because he is not the full authority for the project. Yes, because it's a team effort. And organizational transformation. So organization also should adapt to the Scrum methodology. So teams get easily sidetracked due to lack of process. So as I mentioned you, like we are following a sprint, it takes like 4 weeks of time. So here we need to deliver the shippable product actually in the end of the 4th week. So we will not have enough time to work on the process. So there will be a process delay and the processes are not followed correctly. So that will create an ambiguity to the teams. So the long-term projects suffer from incremental delivery. So when we are working on a long-term project, for example, like when we talk about some projects like so like as I told you, like when we are working on long-term project like human resource management system, HRMS, or supply chain management system, inventory management system, point of sale system, retail chain, or some government projects. So like converting that into a agile is very, very difficult actually. So the long-term project will suffer a lot. So now we will go to the difference between waterfall model versus agile model. So in waterfall model, planning for long term, which requires complete clarity in the requirement, so that we can take a advantage and disadvantage also. In Scrum model, generally on a short term, since the work product is delivered in 2 to 4 weeks. So this is like clearly states it's a advantage. So we can see the output in the end of the 4th week. So here project success is depend on implementing the requirement closely. So requirement gathering and finalizing the requirement and reviewing and getting the sign off uh, from the client is very important. So that is the main success factor for the waterfall model. So here project success is based on delivery of business value to the clients. So like as we are keep on accepting, the requirements are keep on changing. So the end product is very important actually for the success of the product. So driven from the top of a project's hierarchy. So in waterfall model, like there will be a lot of roles and responsibilities actually. So there will be delivery head, senior project manager, testing manager. So like and the architect, the leads, developers, testers. So like there is a lot of hierarchy is followed in waterfall model. But in Scrum model, like self-governance by the team. So the team will work together and create a shippable product. So in waterfall, like we are following the sequential planning. In Scrum model, we are using iterative in nature and adapts to changing the requirements. So like for example, like if we take a release, it will have uh, 4 or 5 iteration of the sprint. Actually we'll be executing 4 or 5 iterative sprints. So as I told you earlier, like team members with different roles have different responsibility and levels. So like here the architect will have a his role and he will not play any other role actually. So the roles are clearly defined and planned. But here the responsibility is shared between all the roles. So like when a developer is doing the development, he need to do a peer code review and he need to do a peer unit testing. So also like he need to work on deployment. So like the responsibility is shared between the roles. So in waterfall model, the change control is strictly enforced. So in waterfall model, there will be a CCB, change control board team will be there. So we need to get approval from them to implement or make any changes. So here Scrum model is very simple, like open to change. So they accept them openly and respond as well. So if there is a change, it should be there in product backlog and it will be moved to sprint backlog. So once the sprint is started, so we will not accept any changes during the execution of the sprint. So in waterfall model, the process are rigorously followed, but in Scrum model, we will give less importance to the process actually. So in waterfall model, delivery of the project at the end. For example, like if you are developing a HR system, so which takes like 1.5 years. So then the moving from legacy system to the new system, it will take 1.5 years actually. But in Scrum model, so we will have release frequently. So the migration and will be also move periodically. So like in the first 1 month, the team can we can select some specific user and ask them to log in, and we can enable in HR system, we can enable recruitment process alone. In within a couple of months, we can move to the production actually. So that is the main advantage of the Scrum model. So hope this session helps you a lot, and please post your comments in my channel, and please provide a support and subscribe our channel. Thanks a lot.